everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today we're going to begin another new What If. This one is essentially a comparison of Vegeta to Goku. What if Vegeta recruited the Frieza Force? This is obviously entailing that Vegeta spare his enemies like Goku does, although not like Goku does at the same time. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get into the story. But first, as always, be sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter, links in the description, you know the drill, intro, here we go. Alright, so we'll begin with Vegeta's encounter against Qui. This time, he will not be killing Qui, surprise surprise. Instead, Qui begs for his life, and Vegeta tells him that he'll only leave him alive if he decides to join him. Vegeta's reasoning for this is because an extra power level of 18,000 could end up being useful to him when he faces other members of Frieza's forces. Qui immediately agrees to this offer, although he definitely isn't going to be best friends with Vegeta right off the bat. In fact, he plans to betray him as soon as he gets the chance. They then continue flying off. Eventually, they run into Dodoria. Vegeta easily defeats him as in canon, and Dodoria spills that planet Vegeta was destroyed by Frieza. Vegeta then let him live, so long as he joined him, just the same as Qui. Dodoria, being a coward, obviously took this. As the three flew again, Dodoria and Qui talked about an attempt to betray Vegeta. The prince could hear them, but decided to pretend like he couldn't. However, before any of their plans could be acted upon, they find Zarbon. Frieza's second in command sees the three of them, and assumes what anyone else would assume. They must be working together. Dodoria yells out that he forced them to, but now that Zarbon's there, they can all attack Vegeta together. However, Zarbon tells them that he doesn't care. If they weren't willing to die for the Frieza Force, then they would just be dead weight, so he'll turn them into Frieza. The two are shocked, and both put their heads down, fearing their fate. Vegeta is confident he can defeat Zarbon, and so he ends up beating him quite substantially. However, Zarbon was hiding his true form, and he reveals that Frieza is as well. He then uses his true form to completely decimate Vegeta, injuring him badly. He's about to knock him out, but he's hit in the back with a heavy blow. It was Dodoria, but not just Dodoria, his head headbutted Zarbon in the back, and Zarbon quickly returned to his original smile. He asked if he really thought he could beat him, and Dodoria said, "No, but I can distract you." The strongest elite then looked forward in fear, and Vegeta was gone. He scanned the air with his eyes, and saw Qui beginning to fly away. Qui was carrying Vegeta, and flying at full speed. Dodoria then chased after them, and caught up. Qui screamed, asking why they were doing this again, and Dodoria yelled that he had no clue. Vegeta was injured and being carried, but he could still talk. He asked them the same question, and they both stayed silent as they sped forward. Zarbon was getting closer to them, although he had returned to his beautiful form, so Vegeta struggled to open his mouth again, telling Dodoria and Qui to get closer to the ground. They ask if he's insane, but he doesn't respond. As Zarbon got just a few feet away, he commanded Dodoria to turn around and blast the ground. Dodoria once again contemplates why he's doing this before doing so. Qui then took off at full speed, and Dodoria did so right after. Zarbon had dust in his eyes, so it took him a while to recover, but once he did, he flew as fast as he could. Dodoria and Qui both carried Vegeta to Frieza's ship, where Frieza questioned why they were flying so fast and why they had Vegeta. The two were both extremely nervous, but Qui piped up and said that Zarbon was angry that they had beaten Vegeta together. He wanted to be the one to bring him to Frieza, so he'll probably end up making up a story to keep himself in second in command. Dodoria then said that they were carrying Vegeta because they thought he could get some information out of him if they let him recover. Frieza is skeptical but decides to listen and allows them to heal Vegeta. They put him in a healing tank, and about 20 minutes later Zarbon arrives, eyes red and angry. He arrives this late because he can barely see where he's going. When he arrives, he yells to Frieza what has happened, but the Emperor shushed him and said that he suspected he would do this. Zarbon stands with a confused look, and his superior goes on. Frieza states that he knows how desperately he wants to be his right-hand man, and that he's scared of Dodoria surpassing him, but there's no need to make up stories. Zarbon then tries to talk again, being completely dumbfounded, repeating the word but. However, Frieza tells him no buts, if he wants to keep his position. Zarbon then drops his head down and says, "Yes, Lord Frieza." Frieza then calls out to Dodoria and Qui and tells Zarbon to apologize to them. He continues not looking up and says that he's sorry. Dodoria walks behind him and pats him on the back and tells him not to worry because they forgive him. Zarbon is extremely angry and embarrassed that he has to do this, and so Frieza then tells him to go off and continue hunting the Dragon Balls, while Dodoria and Qui stay behind with him and Vegeta. Frieza's right hand flies off and continues the search. Eventually, he comes across a Namekian village that he wipes out and takes the ball from. He then returns it to Frieza quickly. However, once he arrived, Vegeta had finished healing. A pool released him, and Dodoria and Qui both stood waiting. Vegeta told them to follow him, and he quickly killed a pool so that he couldn't get the chance to tell Frieza. He then told his two comrades to go distract Frieza while he got the Dragon Balls away. The two then did so, complimenting the Emperor and offering to go out and find more Dragon Balls. Frieza agreed to let them, but that's when he noticed the Dragon Balls being thrown by Vegeta. He yelled for Zarbon, Dodoria, and Qui to all go out after Vegeta and retrieve the balls. The three headed out in pursuit of Vegeta. As Zarbon flew ahead of the others, he stopped and turned around. He told the two that he could handle both of them first and then go after Vegeta, and so they prepared to stand their ground. However, Zarbon could then hear Vegeta's voice behind him, as his arm stretched backwards. Frieza's right hand released his true strength, trying to break free, but Vegeta's grasp was too strong. The prince, however, decided not to give the offer to Zarbon. He told Vegeta to just go ahead and kill him, but he was shockingly let go. Vegeta then walked away. All three of the others were shocked at this, expecting Vegeta to give Zarbon the same offer, or maybe even kill him. Zarbon turned around and asked why he was sparing him, and Vegeta just kept walking. Eventually, he said that he didn't need to. He wasn't much of a threat anyway, and he knows he won't join him. So he's just going to let him chase him or report back to Frieza, and then be left in the dust by him either way. As Vegeta told the others to carry the Dragon Balls, Zarbon stood in utter shock. He was being left alive. What a foolish idea. He could still stop him. No, he can't. As Vegeta said, he wasn't strong enough to take them on, or even Vegeta on his own. And if he goes back to Frieza, he'd just be rendered worthless. Failing twice in one mission wouldn't cut it. He had no idea what to do, and so he followed Vegeta to hopefully take the wish from him and at some point redeem himself. Past this point, Vegeta was only missing 2 Dragon Balls, and he believed he knew where to find them. He sensed the energies of Guru and Nail, and so he decided to head in that direction with the others following. When they arrive, Nail steps outside, telling them to leave. He then notices the Dragon Balls and realizes he can get them back. Vegeta knows that if they put the balls down to fight, Zarbon will take them, but if he doesn't fight, he'll be beaten and all of his plans will fail. Vegeta looks at Nail and smirks. Tell you what, put them in that fancy house of yours, and if you can beat us, then you can keep them. But if we win, the outcome should be obvious. Nail steps aside and allows Vegeta to place the balls inside the edge of Guru's house, which also holds a few other energies inside. Vegeta, Dodoria, and Qui jumped down to the surface along with Nail and prepared fighting. Zarbon also came with to watch, as he wasn't going to help Vegeta, and he definitely wasn't going to help a Namekian. The three together were a decent match for Nail. However, due to all of them being weaker than Nail by decent to significant margins, it wouldn't be enough. Nail was fully willing to kill any and all of them, and even told Zarbon that he would be next. Zarbon quickly realized that there would be no advantage just sitting back. He either puts up a fight with Vegeta and the others, or he dies with no fight afterward. He wasn't joining them, he just had common sense. And so, while Nail and Vegeta were battling, with Nail blasting Vegeta back, he was hit in the face by a blue fist. Zarbon released his true power and rushed at the Namekian to take advantage of his downtime. He was almost as strong as Vegeta in this state, so it helps the fight significantly. Now the four were able to make an even fight for Nail, all of them beaten down drastically. Not in critical condition, but definitely damaged thoroughly. Vegeta knew the fight wouldn't be able to continue past this point, and so he flew upward toward the house, again to collect the Dragon Balls. Nail saw this and tried to fire a blast at him, but his attack missed due to Dodoria grabbing his wrist and moving it. The prince walked in, and what he saw shocked him. Krillin and Gohan were both inside. He had no clue the Earthlings were on Namek because he was too focused on fighting and building his ranks. Both of them were massively stronger than before, and could easily beat him due to his damages. Krillin rushed at him and kicked him onto the ground. Gohan then tried to finish off the wounded Vegeta, but Krillin told him to stop. He went silent and turned his head a few times. He asked if he felt that, and Gohan sensed for energies. He felt 5 very powerful energies coming toward the planet. Vegeta tried to sense these energies, and quickly identified them as the Ginyu Force. the strongest warriors working under Frieza. He sat up, yelling and asking if they had any more of those healing beans or whatever they were that they used on Earth. Krillin told them that they were out, and why would they use them on him anyway? Vegeta tells them that they need to get him and the others healed because none of these groups alone would be able to win. Dende then pipes up that he has a healing technique, and he quickly hops down and uses it on Nail. Dende then walks past all of Frieza's former men. Even though Vegeta never killed the Namekian village in this timeline, he'd still attack Nail for the Dragon Balls, so he refused to heal them. Everyone sensed the Ginyu Force, and even Nail agreed to heal them, but afterward, he, Gohan, and Krillin would defeat all of them. Zarbon, Dodoria, and Kui were brought back to full strength. Dende then healed Vegeta, which launched his power extremely high. He felt this and felt confident that he could now defeat the Ginyu Force. They then arrived and took the Dragon Balls, now having all 7. Ginyu then left to take them to Frieza, but Vegeta told him not to leave. He wanted to fight the captain here and now. The rest of the Ginyus can have the others. Ginyu sees Vegeta's cockiness and sets the Dragon Balls down, agreeing to this. The both of them think they're stronger than the other, and the rest of the Ginyus play rock, paper, scissors to decide who fights who. In the end, Goldo takes on Gohan and Krillin like in canon, Jace takes on Dodoria and Kui, Berter takes on Nail, and Recoome takes on Zarbon. Zarbon tries to convince him that he is on their side, but Recoome does not care, saying that he's in the area with all the traitors, so that must mean he is one. Obviously, every one of those fights goes south for the crew, except for Vegeta and Ginyu. Vegeta was over double Ginyu's power, and it was clear. Ginyu checked his scouter and clocked his power at 250,000. He's almost half as strong as Frieza. This would be some useful strength, he thought. He damaged himself and prepared his body change technique and fired it at Vegeta. This gave him a quarter of Vegeta's power level just like he got for Goku, only this time his power was now 62,500. Still a downgrade, but stronger than anyone else currently in the battle. He was able to return the Dragon Balls to Frieza, while everyone else was getting beaten by the rest of the Ginyu Force. Vegeta chased after him in his new damaged body. Back in the fight, Nail was actually able to match Berter about equally though, while all the others were losing quite badly. Luckily, a beacon of hope had arrived on the battlefield. Goku was there, and he was stronger than ever. He brought with him 3 Senzu Beans, 2 of which he gave to Gohan and Krillin. He told everyone to stand back, and Recoome was excited for a new challenge. But his excitement was cut short by a one-shot from Goku that dropped him on the ground. Berter, Jace, and Goldo all attacked Goku with various techniques, but he was able to easily drop Goldo before he could use the time stop. Jace and Berter were both shocked by this, but refused to give in. Goku easily bodied both of them, and knocked both unconscious as well. The Saiyan shocked everyone, even the Frieza Force members who had joined Vegeta. They were all beaten down, and Goku told them that he was sorry, but he could not give them Senzu Beans. He needed to save the last one he had. Dende also didn't want to heal everyone a second time, only healing Nail. Goku then took off toward the large energies he sensed. Frieza had left to get the password for the Dragon Balls, leaving just Ginyu and Vegeta in each other's bodies. Ginyu obviously beat down Vegeta, but once Goku had arrived, it was over for the captain. He beat him with minimal difficulty, and Vegeta was able to jump in the way when he used the body change again. Gohan and Krillin then jumped in and beat Ginyu down before he could use it again, knocking him unconscious. Vegeta finished him off with a ki blast. Prince was hurt a bit, but he didn't really need healing. There weren't injuries that would affect him critically. He told the others to wait in the ship, and he'd explain his game plan before flying off to grab the crew. He helped them all on their feet and brought them to Frieza's ship, where he put them in healing tanks. Goku then decided to bring Piccolo back to life, and to Namek. Oh yeah, I also want to mention that Vegeta grabbed the remaining members of the Ginyu Force, which is just everyone except for Ginyu. Vegeta was angry that he couldn't get his wish, but that's where we'll stop this first part. I know we didn't cover a full arc, but there was a lot of changes that I needed to go into detail with, so it kinda makes up for that. Hopefully you all enjoy it, and if this video can hit 100 likes, I will begin working on part 2 immediately, so like it and share it with a friend. But as always, tell me if you enjoyed this part, and I forgot to put the rest of my outro down, and I do not remember it, so have a good day.